survived the crash. I wouldn't ask him to trade places with my son, she said. I want him to go on with life and do the best that he can with it. Mark Hezwinga, the victim...
Grace pronounced it better than I could. Huizinga.
grandfather said the 14-year-old driver was thrown from the vehicle and broke his kneecap. Jennings was in the front seat and died on impact. With Christmas coming soon, Hezwinga said it hurts knowing the family won't ever be able to spend another holiday with Jennings.
Shout out to Nikki New. Oh, Nikki New, you got to be on the list. The list of the ladies in the Thorpverse. It's only fair. If you're a female or identify as female and you have interacted in some way with the Thorpes, you're on the list. It's a good list. It's a tier list.
Stepdad had bought him a dirt.
Oh, by the way, for the $2 shot.
So yes, I would always say, take a shot. So we're starting this off with mrdeadman, mostly because I was watching the stream last night, because I was multi-streaming a bunch of streamers. So I kind of was there in real time to see this happen, and I was dying laughing when the Ben part came up. But also I understand why mrdeadman got mad. So we are going to start with mrdeadman, and then we are going to eventually move to the Grace segment, right? So mrdeadman, shout out to mrdeadman, supporter of the channel, and I support him as well. I watch his streams, he watches my stuff, back and forth. But yes, so we are starting him off because this is where things go from, right? Because later on, when we get into the Grace part of this video, Grace does something that pisses people off. If you thought this was enough to piss you off, then the next thing that was going to happen, it's going to piss you off even more. So, yeah. Because mrdeadman was covering the Andrew Wilson, Brittany Venti. Well, technically, what it was. Okay, so a couple days ago, actually, during the whole Destiny thing, right? Andrew Wilson, who I'm not really I just don't know him that much, went onto the Thorpe stream, right, to confront them about the whole Destiny stuff. Then eventually it led into them going into the whole Brittany event stuff and the Andrew Wilson stuff, which, obviously Deadman was covering all of that. Eventually the Thorpes wanted to be part of the stream, and so they would eventually jump on stream. And oh man, I'll tell you this, mrdeadman was not having it today.
Hey, mrdeadman. Thanks for having us on.
No problem.
I do appreciate the sensitivity. So I get that. Because actually, I don't know if you heard me say this, but I actually, when Brittany Venti is the person who brought this onto the internet, right?
Right.
Okay. And when that dropped, I actually called Andrew Wilson personally. I'm not trying to say I'm a big shot, because he wasn't as big then, but I told him I wouldn't respond to this at all. I'd let it die, because by responding to it, it looks bad in a way. You don't have to. So the criticism that you and others are leveling against us, we said the same thing to Andrew. But once he goes and then covers it in detail, I would make an argument that it's fair game. You see my point?
I hear what you're saying there. Yes, you're free to comment on anything you want on the internet, obviously, but
you're saying it's in bad taste.
Yeah, bad taste.
Okay, but but there are real problems with his narrative, which I actually, if you watch the way I cover it here, I end up saying I don't think there's much to it. So I kind of validate his narrative, but I have subsequently come to see that no, I should have been much harsher, because here's the problem. He makes a living attacking people who date single mothers. And one of his biggest arguments is that when you date a single mother, the kids of that single mother,
I
other
can
baby
smell
daddies,
Ben Thorpe on the monitor.
I'll turn that down.
no problem,
I'll turn that down. I don't need that up right now.
are put in danger. And actually, so there he really is being hypocritical because he married someone with 3 kids that were not his. And the boy who died, his father fought tooth and nail to have custody of that kid. And according to Andrew, fathers should have custody of their kids, not mothers, because of this very problem that it puts the kid in danger. So you see what I'm saying? So it's legit to say, anyways, here's Grace. But you understand how you could say, like, okay, well, if you're saying that on the internet and you yourself have had one death and then the other daughter, like, says she got into all kinds of crazy shit when she was 15, 16, 17 years old, it's like, okay, yeah, like, you're making the case.
What?
You get what I'm saying?
His kid didn't die like because some parent wasn't watching him. His kid died because his kid went to his friend's house, and then the friend had an older brother that talked him into doing something stupid. How is that their fault?
His kid didn't die at all. It's not his kid.
Shut up, Grace. It's his fucking
True.
kid.
Well,
that kid.
But his point is, you care
Oh,
more
shut
about your
the
kids
fuck
than
up,
other
Grace.
men's
That's his
kids.
fucking kid. That's grossly disrespectful. Fuck you.
No, it's disrespectful to the kid's actual father for Andrew to call him.
Oh, shut the fuck up, cunt.
That kid had a
I'm gonna
real
kick you out
father.
right now, dude. You got me fired up. That's fucked up. That's
Somebody's
fucked up.
Triggered.
Yeah, because you're a fucking cunt.
You could say it in a certain way. I think you had but I had my parents were divorced, and my mother, I think, correctly said, like, don't. She got remarried, and she said, don't call him your father. Like, your father is not. You know what I mean? I think that's okay to say. It can seem nasty, but I think it's okay to say, like.
Oh, come on, dead man. I'm not trying to trigger you. We can have a conversation about it.
No, he married that woman, and so he took in the kids as his own. That's what happens.
I'm not saying he's a bad stepdad.
Well, but do you think that?
necessarily.
Wait.
But you're
think
saying that
that's
just to be a cunt, and you guys are like the way you
hold on a
guys
second.
like covered this is so fucking stupid, and you're trying to blame the fucking Wilsons for the son's death. You pieces of fucking shit. You're vile scum and get graped in fucking prison. You piece of shit. Sorry.
Come on.
Okay.
man.
Well, now that we got that out of the
Alright,
way,
Now that you virtue signaled.
now that
That's
you
what you guys
virtue
deserve.
signal that you can be on an Andrew.
Okay.
No, but listen, we did a little bit of research, just stuff that's publicly available, and this kid spent the summers with his dad and vacation.
I banned those two son of a bitches, man. Fuck them. Fuck them, dude. Fuck them. I cannot keep cool with that. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Absolutely go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Saying that it's their fucking fault that their kid died? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. You guys are fucking vile scum.
So I like to make it very clear. I don't know a lot about the Andrew stuff. I don't know about the Britney stuff. I was told, at least from my chat about the situation, or at least what they can tell me. I guess one of these days I'll have to go through personally and go through that whole situation about Andrew and the kid. So I'm not really gonna comment on that too much because I don't know the story. I do know who Britney is. I've known her for at least a good 10 years, which is crazy to say out loud. I've known her for a good 10 years. Not personally, obviously. I don't know her personally, but I know who she is for a good 10 years. And I feel like when I first heard about this, I'm like, why would you even try to cover this stuff? Right? Like, it's just a little crazy in my eyes. It's like, why are you going? I don't know. I feel like because I don't have a lot of insight on this, I can't make an opinion on this. Nevertheless, the whole thing about the step kids, I know where Deadman is coming from. I don't want to talk about a lot about my personal life, and I'm gonna keep it as a secret as long as I possibly can. But I do relate to what Mr. Deadman was in that anger in that moment. I do relate. I understand. I don't have kids of myself, right? But again, I'm not getting into my personal life. But I understand where his anger is coming from and why he got mad at them. I feel like if Grace didn't butt in and it was just Ben and Mr. Deadman, it would have just been a regular conversation between them, right? And it would have probably just boiled down to like, I think your guys' covers on it was pretty dumb and ridiculous, and it would have just been that much. When Grace came in and kind of said that kind of stuff, yeah, he's gonna get mad. From what I understand, I don't know if this probably plays a role, but because Mr. Deadman was a CPS worker, he probably seen a lot of cases. I wouldn't say similar, but I think because he worked with a lot of kids in CPS and all that, maybe this hits him a lot harder. And you can't blame his anger. In a way, I think he is justified in his anger towards them. Right, I would say that very confidently, that I think he is very justifiable, that he has every right to get angry. I would too. I would 100% to get angry, right? Like, we can go on about this whole thing about stepkids and everything, but like, end of the day, you know, most kids need a father figure, and sometimes, you know, their own biological dad doesn't cut it. It's just a fact of life. Same thing with moms. I've seen it enough times where, you know, I've seen it. And I know I don't want to get too personal, but I've seen it so many times where a kid is better off with a different father altogether because their own father is a piece of shit. I'm just gonna just straight up say it. It's not disrespectful to it really isn't. It's like, I don't know, maybe because the Thorps are so rigid, yet I don't know. Again, in the end, I think Mr. Deadman is justifiable. I think his anger is justifiable no matter what, right? I 100% believe that his anger is 100% justifiable. Especially, again, I'm not gonna get into my personal life, but I understand why it is. From here on, we are going to now move into the Thorpe part of the video. But before we move there, please go support Mr. Deadman. I know a lot of people who are from here are originally from Mr. Deadman, but still, go and support him. Go give him a like. Go give him a share. I'll keep the original. I'll put the video there. And I guess Mr. Deadman wanted an edit of that segment of that video. Go ahead, man. You can take it. I mean, it's your video. It's your stream anyway, but yeah, go support him. So we're gonna move now into the Grace segment.
Welcome back to Misunderstood on YouTube and ThorpTube on Kick. Today we are discussing the Wilson's
Bi-platformal.
Bi-platformal. Today we're discussing.
So we're B. We can go back to the LGBTQ IDAGF parades.
We're part of the group.
We're bi.
Mm-hmm.
Bi-platform.
Speaking of which, let me change my Kick Dash to
Grace, we've come under a lot of scrutiny from the internet.
We have.
And none worse than this highly debated and punished coverage of Andrew Wilson's video that he did freely against my particular advice not to do it.
True.
But he's the victim of us covering his coverage.
That would seem to be the way people are taking it.
Make it make sense.
What did the Wilsons lose? What's the TLDR?
Rachel lost a son. Andrew
lost a stepson.
Well, you could say stepson, yeah.
Back in 2015, Rachel Wilson.
But we're here to double down on the crime that we committed against poor fucking Andrew Wilson. Poor fucking Andrew Wilson. Poor him. Poor Rachel.
If you're not aware of what we're talking about, Joe Shabatoni has a great clip called Grace Thorpe then investigates Andrew Wilson's family tragedy. There's holes in the story, which is basically us reviewing Andrew Wilson's explanation of what happened the night his stepson died and Brittany Venti's coverage / criticisms of it. And
I don't think
reviewed
it's
the
sacred
tape.
to the Thorpes. Well, I don't think covering someone's video that they made public against my advice is something that's sacred.
I don't get the hate. I'd love
How
to
is
hear
it
from
sacred?
chat how it is so terrible for us.
So here we are. With this great segment. I mean, again, I'm not well versed in the whole Andrew Wilson stuff, and let's be fair, most people are not going to take Ben advice to begin with, especially Andrew Wilson. Again, I don't know him that much or that well, but I've heard of his name a number of times. And to me, it's like, well, like, given how the Thorpes are and everything, I feel like this was done. I feel like the reason why they were doing this was not really about the whole kid thing. And I feel like it was mostly done because Ben got butthurt that Andrew didn't take his advice of maybe don't cover this. But to be fair, Andrew lost a child. Andrew, even if you say, well, it wasn't his, it doesn't really matter. It's still, the effects are still there. Right, just because the child isn't biologically yours does not mean that it's, the effects, right, are not still there, right? I don't know. Maybe because of my upbringing is a little different. Could be a cultural thing as well. But just because the kid ain't related to you does not mean that the effects are still there. Like, are you gonna say that to your friend's kid? Like, it's just a crazy mindset, right, to have. And the whole thing of being sacred, well, yeah, you can say that you have every right to cover it because you made it public, right? It was a private matter that only a very handful of people, and you decide to talk about it, well, that's on you. But on the other hand, because the issue was public, yeah, but then the problem comes into, well, how do you treat it? How do you treat it? Do you treat it with a level of respect and reverency, which I think most people will try to do, or do you treat it like the Thorpes and kind of rather it being about the actual tragedy? It's probably more about Ben and Gray and Ben kind of getting butthurt that Andrew didn't take his advice, which again, I mean, like, well, it kind of has to, because if somebody is covering your deceased stepkid or kid or whatever, you kind of should have the right to respond. I hope you do. Let's move on.
And without you. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Lalo, I've been thinking about this trip, okay? And I will be honest with everybody. I was thinking originally that I would go solo for a week. But then I realized I would be at a house with a bunch of people who don't like me, right? We can all agree that that's basically what's going on here. Lalo?
there would be some hostility.
Finish the thought first before I fix it.
Okay. So then I was like, okay, well, I might end up having to stay at a hotel or something. And then I was like, well, what if I brought my dad along secretly and he stayed at a hotel for the 7 days? And if the shit hits the fan, I can just go hang out with him and then we can travel back. And then I was like, well, why don't I just bring him openly and it can kind of be a content war between me and my dad's content and then going over to the house and doing whatever content I do with them each day. And then I thought to myself, well, if that's my decision, I'd probably be spending about $1,500 in hotel fees and food and everything. I'm not expecting any of that to be covered. And I, on my own, would not decide to go to Vegas for a week with my dad out of the blue because it would be expensive and
It's a long way.
It's a long way. It's a long way. And my dad and I are not really Vegas people. If we were going to go somewhere to do IRL content, we probably wouldn't go to Vegas. Dad, your breathing is just picking up on the mic. And so then I was asking myself, okay, so the draw here is the streamer house, which I agree is a good idea. But who are the streamers at this streamer house? And putting Lalo aside, it's Eshrio, the black guy, Sugar Fox, the, titty streamer, and Adam. And none of these people have really any clout to speak of. Goon isn't going to be there. Lav isn't going to be there. I don't really understand what the draw of this house is. So then I ended up saying, I don't really see it. If I go by myself, I'm going to be stuck in a house with low clout streamers who don't like me. If I go with my dad, I'm going to end up paying like $1,500 for a week's trip to Vegas to do content with low tier streamers who don't really like me.
Who will super not like you because I'm
right. I don't really get it. What is the appeal? I mean, literally going to Arizona to stay with Danny had more of a clout draw than this does. So make the case to me. I'm open to it, but I just don't really see it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you haven't booked the ticket, yeah?
I have not booked the ticket.
You haven't got the driver's license yet either.
Silicosa says, "Go have fun" is the appeal.
ID.
First of all,
okay,
it's not a fun trip. It's a content trip. And secondly, I'm not going to have a lot of fun with War Chief, Eshrio, and Sugar Fox. I don't really know them, and Eshrio and Sugar Fox don't like me. So I don't really get, it's not going to be a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting to go there and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have... Okay, my question to you is, what made you change your mind in the last, 2 days? Because from my point of view, I have the same problem of them not liking me either, but I'm confident enough to know that whether it be through a charm offensive or confidence, that they will be sucking my dick at the end of the day. So
I think Goon and Lav are quite interested in you personally.
Yeah, I still think you should go because you're
Don't
much
you think,
closer.
Lalo?
You're a 6-hour drive away. I'm across the country.
No, that's very.
And granted, they're not going to be there, but they seem quite more interested in you than Grace or me.
Yeah. Every time, almost every time.
In a
Labs in the
bantery
chat.
way.
Yeah. What made me change my mind? As I said, it was the logic of saying okay, well, if I go there and I don't have a backup plan, I'm probably going to get kicked out of this house. Adam's dad is not reliable. He can be generous, but it's kind of in spurts, and I could easily see Adam lying to him about something and me ending up with no place.
You can tell that Lalo is just completely upset. He is just probably extremely mad. So yeah, it looks like we're not getting the content house. It looks like we're not gonna get anything. It looks like the whole IRL content house that people have been wanting the last couple of days that we've been hyping up for. Nope. All because I don't like the vibes. Which, let's be fair, I would go. Hell, if you give me 3K, 4K, I would go in a heartbeat. I would go there for a whole week. Give me 4K with room and boarding, I will be there. I'll be making content every single day. I'll be doing my regular shit and doing IRL stuff at the same time. Shit, yeah, give me 4K and I'll do it in a heartbeat. Right? It's just, why the hell are you not doing it? This is a perfect opportunity to network. It is a perfect opportunity. It doesn't matter if people like you or not. What mattered is playing the game of politics. That's what it's who gives a shit if Goon doesn't like you? Who gives a shit if War Chief doesn't like you? As long as you can play politics with his dad, War Chief will just follow suit. All the people would, right? If you can play the game of politics with these streamers, then you can dominate the platform. That's all that matters, right? All that matters is the game of playing politics. And I've been saying that pretty recently, actually, that it's all about politics. It's all about being able to play people off off each other. Freaking Lalo. I actually felt bad for Lalo. Right? It's come on, really? You're gonna just drop the ball just like that? You had opportunity, you had time, you had backing. I mean, at some point in the stream, she straight up said she doesn't even care about the donation. You can stop donating because of it. And it's like, really? It's basically like almost ending your career here and now because I don't like it because they don't like me. It's like, who gives a fuck? Ugh.
But the fact that your friend has an apartment we could stay at for free, okay, that's something to add to the equation.
But not in Vegas.
Not in Vegas.
Well, what I'm saying is, if it's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, I'm stranded in Vegas, that wouldn't. I could drive you back to over here, and then that'd be fine. So I'm just saying, like, insofar as like the worst case scenario, it doesn't exist. And if you wanted to say, oh well, Adam's dad, can you like guarantee this money for a return flight? Then that would also change things, right? So anyway.
Yeah,
But we're not preventing you from going.
no.
I literally just said I didn't want to go if she doesn't, because that would that's not even the point.
Why not? Adam,
Okay, well, that's up to you.
That's up to you, but I'm just saying,
That's
like,
why
the
I
fact that
just
I'm
said
not
that.
going, Adam's dad actually likes you more than me, so I don't like.
Yeah, you're his point man.
There's really no
Okay,
reason.
why don't you call Adam's dad right now? And we'll have him back me up on this or something. Right?
Back
Why
me
is
up
it
on
that
what?
Grace? See, this is my problem. Why is Grace always like the mom?
Not at all. She's the one that's inconsistent, and that's the
Well,
frustrating
listen,
part.
Wallow. Adam's dad texted you and said Grace is.
So if Grace just like, if
Why don't
God
you work
himself-
Joe? Here's the thing. Why don't you work Joe? Why don't you work Joe? I'm sure Grace would be happy to
I just
transfer
fucking
the
tried. You
money.
think-
Transfer
What?
the money over back to you, and you can buy Ava a ticket or something like that. Maybe this is like an opportunity for us to like springboard people who would be into. I mean, let's face it. This Horatio guy or whatever, like
Horatio.
I don't know how to interact with him. I tried to interact with him. Couldn't even put his face on the camera. It's like they're a little intimidated by us. So maybe this is like a better.
This is orbiter
Place
level
for-
content.
Yeah, for the
You
little
met up with
people.
Dalmatian. You met up with fucking what's the other guy's name? Jeremy.
I did.
You guys suck at arguing. You guys are so ass.
Just
My
because I
God.
did something in the past doesn't mean I want to keep doing it, especially when it hasn't.
Wait a
proven-
minute. Whoa,
Well,
buddy.
someone-
Okay.
you
So,
really
wait, hold
were
on. No. Okay, so you're the born again slut. It's like, oh, I fucked this guy like on a whim, but no, now it's all prissy.
Bilalo,
Okay.
Bilalo, maybe it's time for you to, in a sense, leave the nest. Do you know what I mean? As a streamer.
But to be fair, if Grace and I, as like 22-year-olds, were to like go on a trip for a week and like make content and make a profit in Vegas, which would be super easy to do, that would be
Yeah, I
leaving
agree.
the nest for everyone involved. She's too much of a fucking pussy to do it, and I'm just like not as amused if she doesn't go. So that's like my problem. I'm not scared or anything. So
Well, I'm not saying you're scared, but I do understand your thing. It's like a hostile environment. So maybe we could work it so that we get like some more people in there that like, and frankly, Big Patience was scared to hear my voice on a call, right?
oh yeah.
So like,
So yeah, that was something. That was something to talk about. So if those two clips doesn't give you an idea of what's going on, yeah, Grace isn't going. Grace is just not going. She's not gonna go because Ben is not going, right? And she even admits like, if I can sneak him in there in case things go or just be open, it's like, come on. I mean, first off, it doesn't really matter. The content house should let Ben come through because it would still be entertaining. And I understand why Lalo doesn't want to go, because the whole point would just be a supporting character, right? His whole thing would just be a friend there as a supporter and, you know, keep things going, right? To poke things in a certain direction. But it's like, why even do this? Why be a dildo? Like, I'm just saying, if Grace went to the content house, not only she would make money, not only she'll make connections, not only she can help other people, but it will at least, you know, people will give her, you know, it will help her out. It's just so annoying. It's like we're being cucked. Like, we're being cucked so hard that we have no choice but to take it. And that's how it is, right? If you're like watching the Dorps, well, guess what? You got not, unless something changed for the most part right now, it looks like she ain't going through with this. You know? And the whole thing about helping other people springboard, like, okay, But if that's the case, they could just go to somebody else. This whole thing was so annoying that it was getting on my nerves, and like I fell asleep, right? Like I had to catch the rest of it later, but I'm like, really? And I had to go on her Discord, and people were kind of complaining about the same thing. It's like, and at one point in the stream, they were like, well, some of the people don't want it to go. It's like, no, people want you to go. People want you to interact. People want you to be there, but we're not getting that. Thanks. And poor Lalo, he just like, he was calling it out for what it's worth. Rare Lalo W, I'll say. Till next time, God bless.